The R1 million Group 2 Golden Horse Sprint, open to all horses over 1,200 metres, is run under handicap conditions. The race sees 2 colts and 14 geldings line up in a full field of 16 sprinters. It promises to be an open and competitive race. This is what trainers and their racing managers had to say about their runners ahead of Saturday. We go through the field in current betting order.
Tango has done nothing wrong at home. He's really, won some very decent races and quickened up really well at home. Not so happy about the draw. He's a type of horse that needs cover, and being drawn right on the outside is not going to help his cause. But he's travelled up well and he's looking well. As I say, he's in good form at home in the Cape. And I think if he handles Scottsville and he can produce that turn of foot that he does, he may well also be competitive. But as I say, just a little cautious from the draw.
Fanie heads to Natal from the Eastern Cape in the Golden Horse Sprint. Richard Fourie will be riding him, and he's really done well since coming back to sprints. It's an exciting time for all the owners. He's a syndicate horse with a lot of shareholders in there, and it's a chance in a lifetime for most of them to have a horse of this caliber that's done so well, and to land up running in a graded race in Natal, I think will be the highlight for them. Pretty happy with how he's been doing at home and working nicely, and hopefully he can put his best foot forward come Saturday. Exciting times for everybody involved in him.
Otanikwa, yeah, we've been very happy with how he's gone along here in Durban. His first run was a good run over 14, and then he backed it up with a good sprint run. And obviously this weekend it's very competitive, the race. Obviously the race has lost its Group 1 status, and it's a pity because there's horses from all over the country going to be in the race. But it is a competitive race. We're hoping that he adapts again to sprinting, and he's very fit and he's very well at the moment. He's jumping out of his skin. Serena's been very pleased with his progress, and like I say, it's hard to be confident in this sort of race, but he's fit and well.
Yeah, Outlaw King, he runs in the Grade 2 sprint over 1,200 metres. He won in December. He won the Merchants in Cape Town. He came in well and he won it exceptionally well. Yeah. And then we gave him a break and thought we'd bring him up to Durban and get him ready for this race. Gave him his first run after a long break since December, and that was in the In Full Flight Stakes. He had top weight. I thought it was a brilliant run, a very good run. And I thought he comes in with a nice galloping weight on Saturday. Craig's riding him, but he's in good shape. And he has, last year, or the year before as a 2-year-old, he did run second to Lucky Lad in the Group 1. Sprint as a 2-year-old. So at that weight, in a very competitive race, I think he's got to be a runner.
Truth has been doing really well at home. He's had 2 nice prep runs, and this has been his target for a while now. So I'm hoping if he enjoys the track, the galloping track, that he can run a good race here.
Winds of change. He's an improving 3-year-old. He really hasn't done much wrong. If you look at his JJ, the jet plane run, that time of the year, the going isn't really favourable for horses from an inside draw. So barring that run, he really hasn't put a foot wrong. He's been right there. He's, as I said, a nice improving 3-year-old. He proved that at weight for age, he's competitive with the best of them. However, it is very tough for him to give weight away to a lot of the youngsters and a lot of the horses in the race. So this will be a tough task for him. But I thought this would be a better prep going into the Mercury at the end of the season. If I waited for the post-Merchants draw, would have been a massive factor. And we got a decent draw here at Scottsville. So I think it's the right type of race to use going into the Mercury at the end of the season. And if things go his way, I don't see why he's not a massive runner.
I've got Pistol Pete running in the Golden Horse Sprint. He's doing very, very well. I feel that he's a much better horse in firm going. His last couple of runs were in the wet and he didn't seem to enjoy it. He's got a handy galloping weight of 55. Chase Mojan knows him well. He's done a lot of work on him in the mornings, and we're hoping for a good run.
Ziyasha won his last start. He's very sound. I'm very happy with him. But obviously this is a very open race. You can see that by the field being 5-1 the field. Yeah, I'd like to think I've got a chance.
His last win was very impressive, but his form at Greyville has been very good. 3 runs for 3 wins. Obviously he's had 1 run at Maritzburg. Wasn't too disappointing. He was a 3-year-old still. My only concern is his second run after a break. But Raymond Danielson tends to get on very well with him. He's a horse that is a little bit aggressive, but Raymond settled him in very nicely. Obviously, the 6 furlong, he'll have to switch off. And if he gives the same performance he did last time out, he must be in the firing line.
Surjay, in preparation for the Golden Horse Sprint Group 2, is doing very, very well back at home. He's had a flawless prep. Could not be happier with where he is at this point in time. It is still kind of a stepping stone into the rest of his Durban season for the Mercury Sprint, and he does have quite a lot of weight to give away to the rest of the field here. So, you know, he does have a lot of work to do. It is more of a building block for us, but in saying that, on his work and his well-being back at home, I definitely think he'll be a competitive run on Saturday.
Future Variety had his first run up at Greyville the other day over 1,000 metres, dropped in from a bad run, which was a nice prep run for him, and he finished very strongly. So he's been doing really well as well. I think he's enjoyed the change of scenery up there. Obviously, it's a very open race. Being a handicap, it's never an easy race to call, but he could well surprise and be in the money there.
King of the Gauls, Michele, well, you know, he's one of my favourite horses. He's a really good horse. He's come back from Cape Town and done very well since he's come back. He ran 5th the other day in the In-Full Flight Stakes. I think he was beaten 1.5 lengths. He needed the run. Andrew was very kind to him. The going was heavy on that occasion. He'll be far better suited to the faster track on Saturday. His work's been phenomenal. He looks absolutely amazing. He's only got 53.5 on his back. Samanga hasn't ridden him before, but he's a top jockey. He is a big race jockey, so I don't believe that'll be any problem. He's drawn 11 out of 18, but I'm quite happy with that. I wouldn't want to be drawn too close to the inside fence, because I think sometimes horses do incline to bunch across towards the inside, but you know, the jockeys, each and every race day is different, so I'm not disappointed with 11, and it's a very competitive race though, and 1200 is the maximum sort of distance for him, but everything, I couldn't wish for the horse to be any better, so we're just holding thumbs.
We then have Cruise Control in race 8. He is owned by Hollywood Racing. He put up a huge effort in his last start in the computer form sprint. We've given him a freshen up after that, and he's really enjoyed it. He's flying back at home. We sent him up early to Duncan Howells. He's in great hands. Duncan's really happy with his training. He said he put up a lovely gallop last week. So it's all systems go for Saturday. He ran a huge race in this race last year, running 4th with Sean Veal. So we're hoping for another good effort.
Well, if he brings the same performance he did last year for the same race, then he must have a chance. But he's a horse that's also has an unsound problem, but we've done a lot of work with him. He's coming to the race very, very well, and expecting a very good performance. I think what's most important is the track is running very quick, because a 6 furlong tends to be a little bit too much for him. But if it's a fast run track, I think he'll be I think he must have a place chance.
I'm very excited to be part of this Golden Horse Sprint. My horse Mount Pilatus is doing very well at home. He's put up some good work and it's in a very good space. I think if you check the betting that's out now at this stage, you'll see it's a very open race and that any horse can win it. I think the horse who's got the best luck in running will be up there. But I'm happy with where we are at this stage. We have a nice weight to carry. Also, Calvin is riding the horse for the second time. He will know the horse better. We're drawn on the right side. For me, it's the right side to be. It's a very exciting day and I can't wait till Saturday.
Malesh will leave here on Friday morning at 5 o'clock. He'll travel straight to Scottsville and he'll spend Friday night at Scottsville. He's reasonably well drawn at 11, I think of 16. He ran in the race last year from a bad draw and got very badly bumped at the start, but it was a very good run. But his work leading into the race has been very good. So, positive, let's hope for a good run.
Cat's Pajamas, yeah. I think the race suits him, but I don't think it is the right thing for racing, having those champions carrying 66 and 64s. I mean, personally, I think it should start from 60 downward, but anyway, it does suit us. Last time in the Guineas was too far. We tried a mile, but he's bred for sprinting. I mean, Rafif out of a farm mare is just speed. So we freshened him up, and he's looking very good. His gallop yesterday was fantastic. I'm happy with him. I think he'll be a big runner there.
Anfield's Rocket Obviously, he's a horse that's we've had a lot of problem with his back, and he's not at his best form at the moment. And obviously, going from a 1500, dropping back in trip to a 1200 is a little bit of a concern. But obviously, Trevor's freshened him up, and he's looking good at home. But I still think he needs to bring back his best form before we can say he's got a chance.
The Golden Horse Sprint goes off as race 8 at 15:15.
And they're sprinting away.